Welcome to eBook Interview, where we showcase entrepreneurs that are helping people solve problems online. Today we'll be speaking with David Gordon-Smith, author and owner of ImportingCarCanada.com. His site is dedicated to helping people interested in saving time and money importing a car into Canada. Welcome, David. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
So, you have a site, www.importingcarcanada, that helps people who are interested in importing a car into Canada. What prompted you to create this site?
Well, in February of 2007, my wife and I went through the process of actually importing a car into Canada, and it was actually a complete nightmare from start to finish. In talking to others, we realized that we weren't the only ones to have this kind of experience, so we really thought that people could learn from our mistakes. We could help people save time and literally thousands of dollars by putting a site like this together.
So tell us a little bit more about your personal experience importing a car into Canada.
Well, to be honest, my wife and I didn't do a whole lot of preliminary research. We checked out a few government sites, did a little dabbling here and there just so that we understood the basic concepts. And we thought it would really just be a matter of driving our car through the border, paying a few taxes, getting our car inspected, and we'd be done. And in actual fact, it was not like that at all. It was a complete nightmare. The first thing that we realized ourselves was we actually needed to export our car from the U.S. before importing it into Canada.
Wow.
And it's a free process that the U.S. does, but what we didn't realize at the time was that there's a 72-hour waiting period. So we were exporting our car, and we thought we'd be basically stuck at the border for 72 hours, having to call a ride or figure something out. And we were actually really lucky that the border agent decided to waive that for us because we could show proof we had it since 2002. But it was an interesting step there that we had no idea about. After we exported it, we went over to the Canada side of the border and imported it. And we knew that we'd have to pay GST on it, and we also knew that there was an importation fee. What we weren't aware of at the time was that there was also a duty tax. And the duty tax, we found out, was for cars that are manufactured outside of Canada and the U.S., so basically outside of North America. And we drive a 2002 Volkswagen, so the guy just assumed it was made in Germany and charged us over $2,000 for this duties tax.
Really?
And the car was actually assembled in the U.S., and so it shouldn't have had to have paid the duties tax. So we ended up paying $2,000 in taxes we really didn't need to pay. And we had no idea at the time, just because we didn't do our research beforehand.
Yeah, it sounds like a common problem. Like, I don't know where my car's made.
Yeah.
How do you find these things out?
It's just right there on the side of the car. It says, you know, parts came from all around the world, but the car's assembled in
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
So it's something
US.
you need to look for.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it sounds like a very complicated process for something you thought would be pretty easy. So what are the biggest mistakes you think other people make in importing a car?
Well, actually on the website, ImportingCarCanada.com, we actually have a free report that we offer for the top 5 biggest mistakes people generally make, and this is coming from personal experience. We've made these mistakes. We've talked to other people that have made the same mistakes, so you might as well learn from other people's mistakes.
Exactly.
So it's if you go there, just sign up and we'll give you that free report.
So Importing Car Canada, they have a free report that you can sign up and have a lot of questions answered. So your site will help people import their car. How much help can you really provide?
Right, and that's a good question. I mean, when you're importing a car, you know that you're going to have to pay GST. You know that you're going to have to pay an importation fee. And where we found that it was really helpful was really in 2 areas. Number 1 was understanding the fees so that you didn't get additional fees that you weren't aware of. But really, the federal inspection that Canada requires you to get before you can actually get your license plates is a huge investment in time and money. Yeah. And there's really no sites out there that'll let you know what to expect for the inspection, how you can pass it, where you can go for it. And what we've done is we've provided a complete list of the federal inspection, as well as everything you can do before you import your car. My wife and I ended up having to go back into the States 3 times within 4 weeks just to get this stuff done.
Wow.
And it really literally saved us almost $2,000 to get the work done in the States as opposed to getting it done in Canada. So if you know what to expect, what Canada's going to ask you to have prepared, and you get all this stuff done before you even export and import your car, you're going to save yourself thousands of dollars and lots of time and hours of frustration.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Did you import your car for personal reasons, or was it something you made money off of?
It was just for me personally. I love my car. You know, I've put a lot of time and effort already into the car. So for us, it was personal. But there's also a huge opportunity out there to import a car and resell it in Canada and make actually a fairly decent profit doing so.
Is there like a limit to how many cars you can take across the border every year, or is it?
Not that I'm aware of, but there is a process where you can actually apply to be a regular importer.
Okay.
So that would definitely facilitate a lot of this process, knowing beforehand. But really where we find is that this information is really helpful for the people that have never done it before, or maybe even done it but it was a while ago, or simply people that are just interested in learning more about the process and avoiding the costly mistakes that we made.
It sounds like a first step to make before you even import the car, but you can potentially even make some good money doing this.
Absolutely.
After doing these steps.
Yep.
Save thousands of dollars. Well, thanks, David. This has been incredible and very insightful. I've learned a lot just in the few minutes talking to you about importing a car into Canada. But I'm sure there's a lot more questions that you might have. If you do have those questions, go to importingcarcanada.com. And once again, special thanks to David Gordon-Smith for sharing his experience with us. This has been a special video interview presentation by www.ebookinterview.com. Till next time, I'm Jim Kobielko. Bye for now.